stocks are weak early. Both Nvidia and Google are lower, contrary to what they did yesterday, but it's not that much lower. As I look at the indices right now, the Nasdaq's down about 1.5%. The Dow is actually up 0.4%. The Russell's down 0.25%, and the S&P is just below the flat line. Interestingly enough, the S&P is lower versus the unchanged level, but most sectors are higher. It's just the large cap tech is pushing the overall index lower, and that's probably why we're coming off the lows as I speak to you right now. Housing starts and building permits in the U.S. higher, as you might expect, with interest rates longer term especially starting to come off. The Nvidia conference continues today. Again, it's not doing much for the stock. The dollar is higher for the fourth straight session. Crude is higher, but copper, gold, and silver are all lower, as are treasury yields. Looking at a 2-year note yield down about 3 basis points, 5-year down 5, 10-year down 3 at 431, 30-year is down 1, 2s, 10s inversion, still negative 39. That's unchanged on the day. Canadian inflation came in much lower than expected, about half of the expectations on a headline month-over-month rate. The year-over-year was not as strong as expected, but it was a little bit better than last month. So in a mixed bag, you're now seeing traders start to price in a rate cut for the April 10th meeting. So just one rate cut right now, not as aggressive as the markets are currently pricing in for the US Fed for this year, but that's the first time we're seeing it priced in to the interest rate market. Speaking of central banks, FOMC decision tomorrow, along with the Jerome Powell news conference. Now, obviously, we're not looking for a move in rates at this particular meeting. CME Fed Watch Tool has it well above 96% that rates will be left unchanged, but we are going to be looking at the summary of economic projections, the SEP or the dot plots, and did they move? So keep an eye on that tomorrow. Looking ahead today, earnings after the close are minimal, but there's a few interesting ones tomorrow before the open. 11 total companies with billion-dollar market caps, including BioNTech, General Mills, and Ollie's Bargain Outlets. Data tonight, Australian inflation data. Tomorrow, UK inflation data. And then, as I mentioned, the FOMC in the US will take precedent over anything else.